Let me tell you something I've learned after nearly 4 decades in medicine, working closely with aging men and their families. The real enemy of male vitality after 60? It's not age, it's sluggish circulation. Now here's the surprising part. One of the most effective remedies I've seen doesn't come from a lab, it comes from your kitchen. 2 ingredients, ginger and honey, when taken the right way, at the right time, can quietly begin to restore what years of stress, poor sleep, and hormonal decline have slowly eroded. I know what you might be thinking. Come on, doc, ginger and honey? Sounds like something for a sore throat. And you wouldn't be wrong, but hear me out. When combined and consumed at night, these 2 workhorses trigger something remarkable. They warm the bloodstream, dilate the vessels, and support the body's natural overnight repair mechanisms. By morning, many of my patients report feeling, well, more alive, more responsive, and yes, more confident in the bedroom. This isn't a trick, it's grounded in biology. So tonight, let me walk you through why circulation matters more than you think after 60, what's quietly sabotaging your strength while you sleep, and how a simple nightly cup of ginger and honey can gently begin to turn that tide. Stick with me, you're going to want to hear this. Let me paint you a picture I've seen far too many times. A man in his early 60s walks into my clinic. He's not sick, but he's not well either. He's got a little less energy in the morning. His hands and feet feel cold more often. Sleep isn't as deep. And when it comes to intimacy, things just aren't working like they used to. He tells me, "I'm not sure what's wrong, doc. I feel off. Not broken, just off." Sound familiar? Here's the truth many men don't realize. These aren't isolated issues. They're all linked to one critical system in your body, your circulatory system. After 60, circulation quietly begins to slow. Your blood vessels become less flexible. Your heart doesn't push blood quite as forcefully. The result? Less oxygen and fewer nutrients reach the muscles, the brain, and yes, the areas below the belt. And unlike obvious illnesses, poor circulation is sneaky. It shows up as cold extremities, brain fog, low stamina, weaker erections, and slow recovery. Nothing that feels like an emergency, but enough to chip away at your strength day by day. And sadly, most men brush it off. They blame age. Or worse, they ignore it until something more serious like heart trouble forces them to pay attention. But here's the good news. Once you understand the root cause, you can begin to reverse it. Not with expensive meds, not with risky procedures, but with small, powerful steps starting tonight. Now, let's get into the why. Why does circulation decline so noticeably after we hit 60? Well, the answer lies in 3 key changes happening inside your body, quietly, gradually, but powerfully. First, your blood vessels lose flexibility. Think of your arteries and veins like rubber hoses. When you were younger, they were soft and elastic, expanding easily with each heartbeat. But over time, due to aging, inflammation, and plaque, build-up, those vessels stiffen. That makes it harder for your blood to flow freely, especially to your extremities and more sensitive regions. Second, your nitric oxide levels drop. This is the molecule responsible for telling your blood vessels to relax and open up. It's crucial for circulation and erectile function. But after 60, your body naturally produces less of it unless you actively support it through diet or lifestyle. And third, your testosterone dips. And while we often think of testosterone as the libido hormone, it also plays a role in muscle tone, blood flow, and metabolic health. Lower testosterone can lead to fatigue, weight gain, and poor circulation, forming a frustrating cycle. Now, let me ask you something personal and be honest with yourself. Have you noticed your hands or feet feeling colder than they used to? Do you wake up feeling groggy, even after a full night's sleep? Do heavy meals leave you more tired now than they did 10 years ago? These aren't random signs, they're clues, signals that your circulation may not be keeping up with your body's needs. But the best part, your body wants to heal, even at 60, 70, or beyond. You just need to give it the right support. And that's exactly what we'll explore next. I've seen it far too often in my 39 years of practice. Men ignore the signs. They say things like, "It's just part of getting older," or "I'm fine, it's not that bad." But here's the truth. When poor circulation goes unchecked, it doesn't just stay the same, it slowly gets worse. At first, it's subtle. Your legs tire more quickly after a walk. You need an extra cup of coffee to get going in the morning. Maybe you start turning down intimacy not because the desire is gone, but because the body isn't responding the way it used to. Then the emotional side creeps in. Quiet frustration, a sense of distance in your relationship, a voice in the back of your mind that says, maybe I'm past my prime. But the real danger? It's deeper than that. 2. Reduced circulation means your heart has to work harder, increasing your risk of high blood pressure and heart disease. 2. It means slower healing, weaker immune function, and yes, further decline in sexual performance. Over time, it can even affect memory and brain clarity, because your brain relies on healthy blood flow to stay sharp. It's not about vanity, it's about staying functional mentally, physically, emotionally. And here's a gentle reminder from someone who's spoken to hundreds of families. The cost of waiting is always greater than the cost of acting early. So let me ask you, is ignoring this worth the trade-off? 200. What would life feel like if you could regain even 20% of your energy, your strength, your confidence? You don't have to power through this. You deserve better. And thankfully, there's a way forward that starts with something as simple as a warm cup before bed. Let's talk about that next. Now here comes the part I love, most not fear, not frustration, but solutions. Because despite all the changes we've talked about stiff arteries, sluggish blood flow, dipping testosterone, your body is remarkably capable of recovery. It just needs a little help. So what can you do? Let me introduce you to one of the simplest, safest, and most underestimated habits I recommend to my patients. A warm cup of ginger and honey tea before bed. That's it. Nothing fancy. But here's why it works. When you understand the science behind it, this humble ritual becomes powerful. Ginger, the natural vasodilator. Ginger has been used for centuries in traditional medicine, but modern science confirms what the ancients knew. Ginger warms the blood, relaxes blood vessels, and improves circulation naturally. It also contains compounds like gingerols and zingerone, which support nitric oxide production, the same molecule responsible for opening blood vessels and improving blood flow to the heart, brain, and genitals. And guess what? Improved blood flow means better sleep, stronger erections, and even improved brain clarity over time. Honey, nature's gentle metabolic booster. Now pair that with raw organic honey. Honey is rich in antioxidants, supports liver function, and gives your body a slow, steady release of glucose, perfect for nighttime repair. But here's the bonus. Honey also supports testosterone production indirectly by lowering oxidative stress and stabilizing blood sugar. It helps your endocrine system do what it's supposed to do. Why at night? Timing matters. Nighttime is when your body does its deepest repair. Blood flow to internal organs increases, hormones are balanced, muscles and tissues regenerate. By drinking this tea before bed, you're not just enjoying a soothing ritual, you're giving your body a circulatory push, exactly when it needs it most. Within a few nights, many men report warmer hands and feet, easier time falling asleep, more vivid dreams, a sign of deeper REM cycles, and yes, a noticeable improvement in morning strength and energy. Here's how to make it. Ingredients: 1 thumb-sized piece of fresh ginger, or 1 tall dried ginger, 1 toe raw honey, 1 cup of hot water. Instructions: 1. Peel and slice the ginger. 2. Steep it in hot water for 10 minutes. 3. Let it cool slightly, then stir in the honey. Don't add honey to boiling water, it kills the nutrients. Drink it about 30 minutes before bed while sitting quietly, maybe with a book. Let it be your signal to slow down, to care for your body, to prepare for real rest. Now let me ask you, could you give your body 10 minutes each night to heal itself naturally? What's stopping you from trying this for the next 3 nights? You don't need another pill. You need circulation. You need hormonal balance. And this little habit might just be your gateway back to strength. Let's wrap it up in the final section with a clear takeaway. So, what have we learned? The struggles many men face after 60 cold hands, slower mornings, weaker performance are not random. they're often signs of something deeper: poor circulation and declining hormonal support. And while these changes may feel discouraging, they are not a life sentence. The good news is this: your body still remembers how to heal. You just have to give it the right tools. A warm cup of ginger and honey before bed might seem too simple, but behind that cup is real sciences supporting blood flow, balancing hormones, and giving your body the quiet strength it needs to repair overnight. No prescriptions, no side effects, just a natural way to support the man you still are and the strength you still carry inside. You don't need to be 20 again, you just need to feel like yourself again, clear-minded, steady, respected, awake with energy, ready to move, lead, and live on your terms. So I want to leave you with this thought. You are not broken. You are not done. Your body is not failing, just asking for the right kind of care. Tonight, choose one small step. Make the tea. Sit quietly. Let your body breathe. And tomorrow morning, notice how different that first step out of bed feels. Because real change doesn't begin in a hospital. It begins in your kitchen, in your choices, and in the quiet decision to keep going, stronger than yesterday. So here's what I hope you take away from today. A warm cup of ginger and honey at night isn't just a remedy, it's a message to your body that you still care, that you're still fighting, that strength, clarity, and connection still matter. This small nightly ritual helps your blood move freer, your sleep grow deeper, and your mornings feel stronger, and over time, if done with consistency, can bring back a version of you that you thought had faded. You are not too old to feel alive again. You're not fragile. You just need the right support, given the right way, at the right time. And if this message spoke to you, if something inside you whispered, "I needed to hear this today," then don't keep it to yourself. Comment below what part of this habit are you excited to try first. Share this video with a friend, a brother, or someone who might be struggling silently. And most of all, subscribe to my channel, Sit Here with Teenager. Because here, we don't just talk about aging, we talk about living fully with wisdom, power, and purpose. You still have more life in you than you know. Let's keep walking this road together.